إنا أنزلنا إليك الكتاب بالحق لتحكم بين الناس بما أراك الله.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على حبيبنا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. The word Misr, Egypt, comes in the Quran a number of times, but it can also mean a country or a landscape or a town or a village. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions it in the Quran, how do we know the difference? Well, let's look into a couple of ayat and see if we can tell. In Surah Al-Zukhruf, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَنَادَ فِرْعَوْنُ فِي قَوْمِهِ يَا قَوْمِ أَلَيْسَ لِي مُلْكُ مِصْرَ. And Fir'aun called out to his people in a bragging, boastful way and said, does not the kingdom of Egypt belong to me? This is how Fir'aun was acting, very entitled, bragging and boasting about his rule over Egypt. And the word Misra with the fatha on the end is mentioned. And in Surah Al-Baqarah, when the Bani Israel was getting impatient with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was providing for them of food, they asked Musa alayhi salam to call upon Allah azza wa jal. And Musa alayhi salam scolded them and warned them and said, اهبطوا مصر فإن لكم ما سألتم. اهبطوا مصرا فإن لكم ما سألتم. Musa said to them, go into the land, go into the town or the villages, and you will have what you asked for. So in Surah Al-Zukhruf, Allah says Misra with a fatha, and Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah says Misran. So one has just a fatha and one has two fathas, which is a tanween. So how do we tell which is which? Well, in the Quran, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't use the tanween and it's just one haraka, just one fatha, then this is referring to Egypt itself. But when he uses the tanween, Misran, then this is referring to any land or a piece of land, not Egypt specifically. Subhanallah. So in order to tell the difference between the two, one has a fatha, meaning Egypt and referring to Egypt, and the one that has the tanween, Misran, this is referring to a piece of land or an area and not Egypt specifically. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.